On the 16th of December 1944, Hitler began his great drive to the port of Antwerp, the Ardennes offensive.
Desbury was attacked about 5 or 6 times that first day. During the morning of that first day, one battalion under Colonel Praed of the 101st Airborne joined him. As soon as Colonel Praed joined, they decided to attack. Apparently at the same time, the Germans decided to attack.
My first recollection of Bastogne goes back to the afternoon of December 18th, 1944. We had stayed the previous night in Luxembourg City, and on the following day, my friend Raymond Villard and I occupied his Dodge truck that he loved passionately. We were just part of a convoy. We just followed the vehicle in front of us. Had no idea where we were going. Late in the afternoon, we stopped at a town, Arlon, and this was such a pretty scene. I've always remembered it. It was snowing, the Christmas lights were out, people were in the stores shopping, and it was just a very peaceful scene. And then after we went on a few miles, the truck stopped, and the headlights shone on this sign, Bastogne. I'd never heard of Bastogne, had no idea what it was. But something told me that it's a name I was going to remember.
At 1400 hours, the paratroopers and our tanks and our armored infantry launched the attack. At 1400 hours, the German forces launched an all-out attack on Noville. So we had the situation of the Germans and the American units attacking one another simultaneously from points about 700 yards distant. Actually, the Germans were stopped. They withdrew back behind the ridge. Our paratroopers on the northwest of the town actually gained the ridge. The tanks, the armored infantry, and the paratroopers on the northeast of the town were unable to get to their positions. So after a fight of about 45 minutes or an hour, we withdrew the paratroopers from the northeast back into the town of Noville.
Desbury was hit badly, and Colonel Praed was killed that evening. And I didn't know Desbury was hurt for 24 hours. He was later captured when the hospital was captured.
For the next 3 days and nights, the defenders of Bastogne slugged it out with the numerically superior enemy. Then, on the 22nd of December, when the besieged city was finally encircled, the commanding general of the 47th Panzer Corps sent the following surrender ultimatum. It called for the surrender of the Bastogne garrison. If the Americans did not comply within 2 hours, Bastogne would be completely destroyed and its defenders annihilated. General McAuliffe's one-word answer: nuts.
I am General Anthony McAuliffe, United States Army retired. I was at Bastogne with the 101st Airborne Division in 1944. One of the saddest and most dramatic incidents occurred on Christmas Eve night. We had asked for volunteers when we lost our hospital, and a very fine trained nurse, the daughter of the village hardware storekeeper, Renee Lemaire, volunteered. She took charge of a group of wounded from the 10th Armored Division in a house on the main street of Bastogne. But on Christmas Eve, a 500-pound bomb struck the house, went all the way through, and none of the 10th Armored Division soldiers, nor Rainey the mayor, not a one survived.
On December 26th, elements of the 4th Armored Division crashed into Bastogne. The encirclement was broken, and for the Germans, it was the beginning of the end.
After we'd been in there about 30 days, on the 16th of January, we were relieved. We left Bastogne in one of the worst blizzards I've ever seen. Going up Longwy Hill, about 40 miles south, great big long hill with a gentle slope, the tanks just couldn't make it. They were sliding back like bears on a slippery slide. In thinking it over, I've decided that if we had been in Bastogne alone without any infantry, we couldn't have held 10 minutes. The 101st Airborne, without the steel that my outfit afforded, could not have held. But the steel of my outfit and the blood and flesh of their outfit made a pretty tough combination.
It's always seemed regrettable to me that Combat Command B of the 10th Armored Division didn't get the credit it deserved in the Battle of Bastogne. All of the newspaper and radio talk was about the paratroopers. Actually, the 10th Armored Division was in there a day before we were and had some very hard fighting before we ever got into it.